We've all been there. You're interviewing someone and you just get a good feeling about them. You hire them. But what if that good feeling is actually a massive blind spot, one that's costing your company big time? Today, we're digging into something called affinity bias, and we're going to see why trusting your gut might just be the worst hiring advice you've ever followed.
Think about it. You meet someone new, and within minutes, you just click. It feels like you've known them forever. It's an awesome feeling, right? But in a professional setting, that click can actually be a trap. It's a blind spot that could be silently holding your team back from its true potential.
Well, that feeling has a name. It's called affinity bias. And it's basically our brain's natural hardwired tendency to gravitate towards people who are, well, just like us. People who share our background, our humor, our way of looking at the world. It's totally human, but in the world of business, it can be a real liability.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on those good vibes for a minute and look at the real-world risks. Because when that feeling of comfort starts to create conformity in the workplace, that's when things can go seriously wrong.
And this is where it gets really sneaky. Affinity bias isn't just about hiring. Nope, it quietly works its way into how we evaluate our team members, the business partners we choose, even which projects get the green light. It can even color how we interpret data and results. It's like this invisible filter on almost every big decision we make.
And what's the end result of all this? You get this. A team where everyone is basically the same. And when every decision is filtered through this lens of who's most like me, you don't end up building a dynamic team. You build an echo chamber.
And wow, when you see it side by side like this, the difference is just huge. On one side, you have the danger, a team that's stuck in its own bubble, leading to groupthink and tons of missed opportunities. But on the other side, that's the goal, a vibrant mix of different viewpoints, sparking real innovation and breakthrough ideas. The choice seems obvious, but the stakes are incredibly high.
Now, this isn't just some abstract theory. Let's look at a real-world cautionary tale. It's about a business intelligence project that stumbled. And you guessed it, this bias was right at the heart of the problem.
So picture this. A company is spending millions on a shiny new business intelligence tool. The expectations are through the roof. They're thinking game-changing insights, a massive return on investment, a huge leap ahead of the competition. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, here's the problem. The team they put in charge was basically a walking, talking example of affinity bias. Same schools, very similar career paths, they all thought the same way. Now, they were a super efficient machine for sure, but they were all running on the exact same, kind of outdated software.
So what happened? It was a textbook case of groupthink. Nobody challenged any assumptions. Huge potential cost savings were completely missed, and the final solution was just a pale shadow of what it could have been. The team was so in sync that they marched in perfect lockstep, right off a cliff.
And the final price tag for that echo chamber? A below-average return on their investment. All that time, all that money, all that potential, just gone. And it wasn't because the team lacked talent, it was because they lacked diversity of thought.
Okay, but here's the good news. This is not some unsolvable problem. That story about the BI project is a warning, yeah, but it's also a call to action. We actually have the tools to fight this bias, and it's time we opened up the toolkit.
So, the big question is, how do you fight an enemy you can't even see? An enemy that's literally woven into your subconscious? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. You have to change the system.
And here are 4 absolute game changers. First, you have to intentionally build diverse teams. Stop hiring for culture fit and start hiring for culture add. Look for people who bring something new. Second, make your evaluations anonymous. Strip the names off resumes, take them off proposals, let the best ideas win on their own merit. Third, make peer review a non-negotiable part of your process. You want to build a culture where challenging ideas isn't just okay, it's expected. And fourth, standardize your criteria. Create a clear scorecard for every major decision and then, actually stick to it.
It really all boils down to this simple idea. Are your decisions driven by your gut, by your personal preferences, or are they driven by objective data and actual impact? The future of your company might just depend on how you answer that.
So why go through all this trouble? Let's talk about the real bottom line benefits here. Because this isn't just some feel-good exercise. This is about getting a serious, tangible, competitive edge.
And the payoff? Oh, it's huge. This isn't just about dodging disaster. It's about unlocking a new level of greatness. It's about building teams that aren't just more fair, but are flat out more innovative, more resilient, and way more successful than you ever imagined.
It's about turning a potential weakness into your single greatest strength.
So, let's just state the bottom line here. Fighting affinity bias isn't just the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do. This isn't about politics, it's about performance. It's about competitive advantage. Because in today's world, the most diverse team wins.
So I'm going to leave you with one last question to think about. Take a good, honest look around your office. Look at the people on your team, the people you've promoted, the people you really trust. And then ask yourself, is your team's biggest blind spot a mirror